Okay, let's begin. In this session, we'll be talking about the Antares. Why? Because it has been moving very fast this year. I think especially the middle part of the year, it was experiencing like what 30 sales, 30 or 40 units sold in a single month. So we're going to examine whether all these sudden influx of sales for the Antares has been a justifiable one from an investment point of view. But if you like the location, then maybe you don't need to listen to this because it's quite a long investment analysis. Okay, so anyway, let's move ahead. Disclaimer again, all this analysis is just based on my own research and then my own point of view, and then it doesn't represent anybody else or any company's point of view when it comes to investment analysis. Okay. Anyway, for those of you who are not very familiar with Antares, it is within a really walking distance from Mata MRT for the downtown line. So if I'm not wrong, there is a sheltered walkway, which makes it a instant favorite for Singaporeans because everything they want, everywhere, every location they want is it near MRT, is it near this, is it near that? But the most important people will ask will be near MRT. Okay, that is a crowd favorite for Singaporeans. But then again, we are going to examine today whether being near MRT is going to be the foolproof investment guarantee of property choice for investors. So because the conventional wisdom is that whatever you do must buy near MRT, must be near MRT because it's like everyone's favorite, right? Then again, if you think about it from a developer's point of view, developers are insiders of the industry. They are well versed in this industry. They know the market very well. Then they know that Singaporeans love MRT. And if Singaporeans love MRT, would they want to sell you cheap? Okay. I think that's a question that we really need to think about. Because almost every body that I come across that is not really digging into the numbers of the property market, right? They'll be thinking, must be near MRT, must be near MRT. But then again, remember, if the developer know that you love MRT, if you were the developer, will you charge your buyers cheap or dig out more profits while you can? Okay. So there was Antares, and then land size is 2,000 plus, 2,000 square meters. On the other hand, you have Treasure at Tampines, which previously we analyzed. This one was about, Treasure at Tampines was, I think, more than 10 times the size of this. I think Treasure at Tampines was like 65,000 square meters. So it's like 10 times smaller than Treasure at Tampines. I mean, just a comparison. I'm not trying to pull in Treasure at Tampines here for any comparison, because it's the largest new condo that's going to be built. So number of units for the Antares is going to be 265. I think from a more large scale point of view, actually the Antares location is good because it's nearer towards the central of Singapore. And then, but the thing is, this is the concern because it is a very, very small development. I wouldn't say very, very small until really, really small, like some of the freehold condos, like maybe I've seen some lesser than 1,000 square meters, if I'm not wrong. We don't even call them a condo already, or even an apartment. Okay. So the merits of Antares is that when people talk about Antares or buying into a area of transformation, so if you take a look at the master plan and the area of the surrounding area of Antares, I've dug out a little bit of differences. So as you can see over here, this is going to be a residential area. This has already been here already, 125, 126. So let's not talk about it. So this area is already marked out for a residential plot. And hence, this Home United Youth Football Academy seems like it's going to go within the next few years. This is a education institution, so I don't think MacPherson Primary is going to move. And there's also one piece here and also one piece here. So again, so same goes for this and same goes for this. There's also some more changes over here. okay, business zoning. So it shows that the surrounding area of the Antares is gonna undergo some more transformation, which makes it a hot, rather hot investment destination this year lah. Then again, data will go through whether all this transformation is gonna make a lot of difference for the Antares, because it shows quite a bit of promise with so many options coming up in the immediate vicinity, ma. Okay. And then again, let's pull out some development that is nearby. I would say if you really want to walk, you can even walk over, but not that near lah, actually. So anyway, it appears on the same map. Okay, it appears on the same map, this one, which is three residences. For those of you who have not heard before, it is walking distance to Aljunied MRT. So in fact, you can just get up and then just walk. So it's similar to the Antares. Okay, very similar, ma. Three residences, also a rather small development, I would say. And then walking distance, very, very walkable distance to Aljunied MRT. So let's compare. Why do I pull these two out? Because they are very similar. They are both close to MRT. And then their number of units are also very similar, 250 versus 265. Land size 26230, 6238. What are the chances of me digging up two developments that are only 8 square meters apart in terms of land size? And on top of that, they are also in the almost pretty much the same map. Okay, Antares and three residences. So they are very close together, and hence I see as an appropriate apple-to-apple comparison lah. Of course, let's not talk about age lah. I'm looking at three residences as a price behavior pattern. Okay. So three residences TOP in 2018, Antares likely going to TOP in 2022 according to this. Let's see the performance of the three residences. If you see, three residences went down at the start and then stagnate, went down further, and then came up after TOP, which TOP was 2018, and then drop again. So if you take a look, right, it pretty much went back to almost the same price of the first mover. Was it really a capital gain? If you bought here, then probably not. But if you manage to buy here, actually you made some money. You made like 100, 200 PSF increase. So, but on the other hand, you have Antares also, but Antares a little bit better. They didn't have to undergo such a big drastic drop, or big drastic prolonged drop like three residences did. And but okay, all these are outliers lah, because only one quarter, so I don't bother looking at it lah. So if we take out the outliers, it's around this trend lah. I wouldn't say a big increase, because if one box like this, one grid like this is only 90 PSF. So if you take a look at the price movement of Antares, it's pretty much flat. But whereas you have some other developments that have been going up like this even before their TOP. I think the money is made actually when the developer push out the prices for you. That's the whole point of buying a new launch, ma. Okay. On the other hand, we go back to three residences. Sorry for the distraction. A little bit irritating notification. For those of you who know how to turn off iPhone notification, please let me know. I think I'm quite a IT noob at this. Anyway, back to three residences. It seems that this small development supposedly foolproof because it's so close to MRT. What can go wrong? But why is it like this? Realize? And then what about Antares? How come it's not moving even though it's also very close to MRT? What is going on? Isn't this a Singaporean favorite? Simple, there are a lot of so-called seasoned property investors who bought a lot of property last time 20 years ago. They can't tell us, must be near MRT, blah, 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 blah. But today's market is very different. Today's market, we have a lot of cooling measures. People tend to be more cautious because they only have one chance to buy something. If not, you want to buy some more, can ABSD. Then what's the whole point of buying? Right? So I pulled up the other one that is quite close to the completion of three residences, which is same urban oasis, which is a much bigger development and three residences. Let's compare because both of them are within walking distance of Unit MRT. So I think quite comparable lah, and their age are not too far apart also. Since Urban Oasis completed in 2017, three residences 2018, Team Urban Oasis is only about 4 times the size of three residences. And then the number of units are also 4 times. So for those of you who think that it's cluttered, I think in terms of density wise, it's pretty much the same. But then again, this is not a very big piece of land if you are talking about 1,000 units. So, and then they are pretty much launched about the same time. The tenure is about the same. So let's look at the price performance of these two. Okay, this is actually further away from the MRT. This is actually nearer to the MRT. For Sims Urban Oasis, they launched at a lower price, whereas three residences launched at a higher price. Maybe because the developer need to even out the costs, because of lesser units to sell, blah, blah, blah. And hence, Sims Urban Oasis managed to go up. On the other hand, three residences, like we said, stagnate or even went down a little bit from launch day price. Also, why the very big difference when it comes to one is going up, the other one is actually slowly going down, even though both are within walking distance to the same MRT. I think it's quite obvious that land size plays a big part and number of units also play a big part. Okay, so why am I showing you this? Because if this is not working out, even after Penrose has come out and then selling at a higher price, next time, if Antares is going to experience all this transformation, let's say they rebuild a condo or this over here, will this get pulled up? Or will it be like a trend of three residences? You get what I mean? Because it's a small development, it is hard to tap into the emotional aspect of the future buyer. Let's say you are buying from the investment point of view because you are going to be able to offload to a future home buyer because they are the ones that are going to out. They are the ones that are going to be forking out a high amount of funds to buy over your project so that you can profit. So let's take a look. Three residences, they didn't, yes, they made money. Okay. Some people actually made money. So let's count how many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I only count those that are 6 figure. For those of you who are asking why, just go and look at my other videos. So we have 8 people who made 6 figures. And then we have Sims Urban Oasis. Of course, there are more. There are more units. But if I'm not wrong, more than half of these 121 are above 6 figures. And then the highest amount is way higher. This one is 200 plus, this one is 300 plus. But this one has only 8 out of 15 transactions that I managed to make it. And if you take a look at the interesting thing is that these guys that made the highest profit didn't buy at the start there. They buy very close to the TOP there. They bought in 2017, 2018. Whereas those who bought early actually lost money. Okay. Whereas for Sims Urban Oasis, they managed to make a lot more. Okay, I mean, and also the number of winners over here is a lot more. Of course, there is one unprofitable transaction. I think this guy probably either let go or kena seller stamp duty. So this guy is a quite sad thing. Okay, maybe when you realize he bought at a ridiculous price, probably way after the TOP period. Okay. Remember the near the TOP period or right after TOP period, as an investor, it will be the worst time for you to get in. Okay. You want to be selling off to the home buyers, not buying over during TOP. In fact, a lot of the my clients, they come to me, they're asking why is my property not making money? Then I ask them when you buy, or I buy when it was ready or TOP. Then you know the answer already. Okay, let's take a look at another one that is near MRT again. These named residences, near to Potong Pasir, really walkable. Then size is a little bit smaller, 4,009. Then the number of units is quite similar also, 200 plus. And then let's take a look. The trend is going down. Okay, I only look at after 2013. This was the cooling measure, the mother of all cooling measure that has changed the whole market. So anything after that, before that, you want to buy, will make money. You want to buy HT will make money. After that, what happens? It just keeps going down. Central residences also another one for those of you who have been taking the MRT and then you zoom past these residences, especially when you stop last time at the Ang Mo Kio MRT station, then you will see this rather impressive building, not a very big one because the land size is similar to Antares. Number of units actually more, completed in 2014, and then below is Ang Mo Kio Hub. So isn't this like the epitome of convenience? Right opposite the road is a park. So you have park, you have shopping mall, you have MRT. What more can you ask for? Let's take a look. After 2013, remember, and what happened right after 2013? Come down. Okay, so for the past, I think post 2013, it pretty much stagnate. Only recently it managed to climb back a little bit, but generally those who bought in this period of time lost money. Okay, so why? People say must buy near MRT and then you have shopping mall right below you you have bus interchange. So isn't this like an integrated project already? But why is this happening? For those of you who are betting on integrated best that kind of thing, but is it every time like this? Are there a lot of other aspects that you are neglecting in your research? Let's take a look at one more. Optima at Tanah Merah. For those of you who next time you want to buy a house, go and buy near Tanah Merah. Why? Because if your wife asks you whether she's pretty or not, you just tell her Tanah Merah, Tanah Merah. Okay, why am I looking at Optima? Because it will be in 2012, and then after there are three developments that came up. 2012, then 2016, 2020. But why did I dig up this? Because it's near MRT, which is same as Antares. And then there are also some future land plots that came out, right? They come out, and then after they come out. So all these three should have helped to pull Optima up to the sky, isn't it? Because they are definitely going to be selling more expensive than Optima. So Optima is actually about 1.5 times the size of Antares. Number of units is also similar, 200 plus only. So actually it is less density there. So it should be quite comfortable living. So let's see. For Optima, right, after 2013, it came down. Then it pretty much stagnate all the way. How come it didn't get pulled up? Yeah, because there are people who say, resale will always get pulled up by the new launches, but is it always the case? And who is the real biggest winner over here? This guy in the purple, Glendale Park, the newest guy. You remember? Went up. And if I'm not wrong, for those of you who are curious, I think Glendale Park highest profitable transaction actually made a gross profit of $700,000+. $700,000+ for Glendale Park Tanah Merah. Okay, that's how surprising it is. Okay, and there are a lot of them in the high six-figure numbers profit. So let's see. Glendale Park managed to go up, and then Optima didn't manage to move, even though Glades and the Urban Vista are so higher than them. Okay, so these are just I would say outlier because this one go up, this one go down, up and down. So I would say take out the even point around here. Okay, we even out around here. So there was a price gap, so Optima was cheap, for those of you who are looking for resale because it's cheap. But then what happens after this 8 years? They are stuck here. Okay, so that is the whole point of comparing, because sometimes even though there are future land plots, it doesn't mean that the development always get pulled up. In order for the resale to get pulled up, there must be a certain criteria that you must fulfill before it can stand a better chance of being pulled up by the upcoming few new launches in the area. And then most people would have neglected one or two factors because you realize that, hey, after you watch this video, oh, I'm going to start looking at land size. Okay, I'm going to start looking at number of units. Okay, and then I'm going to start looking at entry price. And then you forgot about supply. You forgot about any other thing. You forgot about something else. There are not just one, two, three factors. There are like a lot more factors. And are you going to be as alert to compare and then pull out relevant examples to make sure that your case is justified before you sink your $1 million or $2 million in? Okay, so back to Antares, it's not that it's all doom and gloom. I would say in terms of maintenance fees, they are very reasonable. My second last video before this Bartley view, there are two bidders are asking for 480 if I remember correctly. So please correct me if I'm wrong. So this is like half the maintenance fee. I think that's the merit of Antares is not all bad. And hence, what is my verdict is that if you want to buy for investment, okay, because if you want to buy, definitely rental is not a problem because people love to stay near MRT. But if you want to buy to make money, you can make money lah. Probably you can make for rental lah. But then what happens to your capital gain after that? What happens to the price after that? We don't know. But if you want to rent, I seriously doubt that it's going to be any problem trying to rent it out. And so that's one. And then the other one would be the maintenance fees, which are very cheap. And then surrounding land plots, they are going to come up in the future. But this is a question mark. Remember that did it fulfill the characteristics for resale to be put up by new launches? And then on the other hand, we have a lack of land size because it's not exactly big enough, and then lack of transaction volume because you have not too many units, and also the land plots again, because does it fulfill the characteristics of being able to put up? Okay, for example, like maybe Queens already started moving up, but is it the right time to get into Queens? I'll let you decide whether you want to get a peak price. Okay, and then end up like the 2013 guys, like what we showed just now. Okay, whether you want to, because a lot of people are saying peak is the peak price ma. So are you going to end up like this? Okay, so that is all for we have for today. And if there's nothing else, then I will see you guys. Thank you and see you. Bye bye.